Ashtavakra Gita, 16th chapter, first verse. Son, you may speak many times in many ways upon various scriptures or hear them, but you cannot get established in the self unless you forget all. Son, you may speak many times in many ways upon the various scriptures or hear them, but you cannot get established in the self unless you forget all scriptures. So the question is, what does forgetting imply? Whatever we have in the mind is related to the world. Usually, we think that forgetting means that what was there in the mind is no more there in the mind. It was an image of the world, and the image is just no more there. In a way, it has gone back to the world. It came from the world and it is no more there, so it's gone. Gone where? Gone back to somewhere else. It's no more in the mind, no more in the memory. It's gone. There is another kind of forgetting in which what came to the mind is no more in the mind because it has penetrated deeply to some other place. See, understand this. You put soil in a tray, dry soil, and you put some water over it. You pour a little water on the soil is in a tray, and obviously the tray does not have great depth. So it's only a thin layer of soil. It does not have depth. After some time, you find that the water is no more there in the soil. It is gone. When you first put water on the soil, it remains on the soil, right? This is called the state of memorization. An input coming from the world and being registered by the mind. The input is the water, and the soil has absorbed the water. This is memorization. After some time, you find that the water is no more there. Now, where has the water gone? No. Because the soil is just a thin layer. So, where has the water gone? Water has gone back. It is no more there. It has evaporated. This is loss of memory. This is what we usually mean by forgetting. This is our general usage of the word forgetting. Is this clear? Now contrast this with another situation. You go to a field. You go to a field, and there you have dry soil. And the soil in the field goes right up to the earth's core. And you put some water on it, and the soil is dry. And when you are putting water, what do you see? There is a mark, a wet patch on the surface of the soil. So first of all, it is becoming memory. And after some time you find that the wet patch is no more there. Where has the water gone? The water has now gone towards the core, because the soil is now connected to the core. It is not thin, it has depth. Again there is forgetting, but this forgetting is not the same as the first forgetting. Now it is no more on the surface. It has gone deep. It has gone deep. Classically, there have been said to be 3 stages of knowledge acquisition. What are they? Chintan, Manan and Nididhyasan. Chintan is surface level. The water has just come and thoughts are playing with the new information gained. This is Chintan. So some stimulus is there in the surrounding and the mind is now reacting to it. This is Chintan. Thoughts are going around. What is Manan? Now active thinking is not taking place. The process has moved to the background. Like a computer that is not showing any activity on the screen, but still the processor is operating. A background process, a background application is running. That is Manan. And when Manan is honest, and the instrument of Manan, the vritti, that is the agent of Manan, that is cleaned, then there is the possibility of Nididhyasan. Nididhyasan means it has gone into the being. It is no more a part of thought nor a part of deep memory. It is a part of the being now. It is similar to forgetting, because on the surface you will not see it. Here is Ashtavakra. You see, there is this Gita and there are 20 chapters. And every chapter has number of verses ranging from 5 to 100. Correct? Can you really remember all the verses? And is it worth the effort? Is it really worth the effort to remember hundreds of verses by Ashtavakra? You cannot remember Ashtavakra's verses. You will need to forget them. When you forget the verses of Ashtavakra, then you come to remember Ashtavakra. Understand the difference. Understand the difference. When a Kabir speaks or when an Ashtavakra speaks, do his verses arise from his memory? When he is not operating from memory, why do you need to operate from memory? Are you getting it? When even he did not memorize his verses, or did he? Does a Kabir memorize his verses so that he may come and speak a doha in front of the audience? Does his sakhi arise from his memory? From where does it arise? From the core. So when even a Kabir does not memorize his own sakhi, why do you need to memorize? Why do you need to memorize? You don't need to memorize. And that is what Ashtavakra is saying. Exactly that. You cannot get established in the self unless you forget all scriptures. Unless you forget the words of Kabir, you cannot become Kabir. Or let me put it more accurately, you cannot experience your Kabir nature, which is not really a matter of becoming. And memory depends on practice. Even if you are greatly fond of one particular Ashtavakra Sutra, if you do not circuit it again in your mind over and over, after a while you will find that you have forgotten it. It is gone. But does that mean that a part of your being is lost? No, that does not mean that. Even Ashtavakra will not remember all his sutras. Chances are he may not remember anything. This is not a license to not read them. This is not a license to not actually remember their sayings by heart. This is actually an invitation to remember them not by mind but by heart. Remembering by mind is remembering. And remembering by heart is divine forgetfulness. When you are blessed, then you become forgetful. Have you heard these two phrases? And how loosely we use them? You often say, no, I remember it by heart. And when do you say I remember something by heart? When do you say that? When you have crammed it, absolutely. No, that is not what the expression remembering by heart means. Remembering by heart means it has become a part of me. It is no more there in the memory. I may forget the words, and that doesn't matter. It is now sitting in the heart, in the Atma. It has reached there. That is what the phrase remember by heart means. And when you remember by heart, often you find that in the mind, you have forgotten. So that is divine forgetfulness. He is giving you a hint. He is teaching you how to approach him. He is saying, I am not a matter of memory. Do not make me an object of the mind. What to do with me? Bring me close to yourself. There is only one place that is a befitting seat for me. And what place is that? The heart. Ashtavakra and Kabir sit nowhere else. The mind is an insult to them. They will not sit there. But the way to the heart sometimes passes through the mind. So I'm cautioning, do not make it a license. Do not read them. And when you read, and if you have read with intent, memory happens as a byproduct. So you will inevitably come to memorize a few things. It is good. Do not start blaming yourself that, oh my God, I remember a few Kabir verses. So that means that, it has not gone to my heart. Darling, I remember your name. You must be very away from my heart. Because what is there in the heart cannot be there in the memory. What to do of the logical mind? It can raise any argument anywhere.
isn't it dangerous for us, as whatever you said? I mean, we had a patch of wet soil initially, but somebody who does not water the soil at all, is being told about watering the core. Now, if you ask me at least, I do not correctly remember not even 20-25 dohas out of infinite. Now, I can simply say, wow, Kabir. I cannot even say wow, Kabir. When somebody is reading Kabir, I cannot even feel good about the fact that he is reading Kabir, because I must memorize them first, use it in my life.
Yes.
For me, Kabir is a part of me only in the clarification, that to copy.
Yes.
So, initially it has to be memorized.
It has to be.
Related, जैसे कि आपने कहा कि बाइबल के साथ उसे रिलेट करो, ये करो, उससे दिमाग को होगा.
So I talked of two situations, right? One in which you have a thin slice of soil, the other in which the soil is really deep. But in both the situations, one thing is common: watering is happening. Not watering is not allowed. Watering has to be done daily and the tracker has to be filled. Not watering is not an option.
Sir, so you said that forgetting in this case would be remembering by heart, and in such a way that it will become a part of my being. So, but when we are conditioned, right? Conditioning also works in this way, that it becomes a part of my being. So how would they work together?
Conditioning never goes that deep. Conditioning never goes that deep. You know what can happen? If the slice of soil is not deep enough and you keep watering it, it is possible that deep down, only as deep as it can go, at the level of the tray on which the soil is kept, you will get a pool of mud. That is conditioning. It gets accumulated. Conditioning is never that deep. That is the first thing. Second, it gets accumulated. So on the surface, you might see nothing. But when you go a little deep into it, you find something there, something rotting there. The nature of learning is totally different. Firstly, it is very deep. Secondly, it clears the accumulation. Are you getting it? Can you visualize this? You are putting water and water and water, and let's say the tray is kept in the sun. So after a time, what do you get? You get that the surface is dry because the surface is directly experiencing the sun. But the water also cannot go anywhere else. So what happens? All right, take a more clear example. You have these pots in which plants are there. Have you seen that at the bottom of the pot there is a hole always given? Have you seen that? Have you seen that? Now if that hole gets blocked, what happens? The plant will die. Do you know why the plant dies? On the surface, it appears that the soil is dry. So what do you keep doing? You keep watering. But down there, water is accumulating and killing the root. This is what conditioning does. It is only after the plant has died and you pull it out, then you see, oh my God, this was happening. It was blocked from the bottom. When the words of saints go in, they do not accumulate. They clear everything. In fact, they are not at all sticky. They clear whatever pre-exists in the mind, and they are also so volatile that they clear away themselves as well. They don't stay. They do not have the nature of attachment. And that is one test through which you can measure what is really happening. When an aphorism, a verse, a sutra comes to you, not only should it work and cleans the pre-existing dirt, but it should also not become another new load upon the mind. It must not accumulate. Sing it, breathe it, and then forget the words. If it is really worth it, it will evaporate. It will, in a word, sublimate. It won't stay. Gone. It would leave its essence behind and disappear. Magically, even after disappearing, it never disappears. You can call it back because it had never gone. It would come to you again in a new form, in new words. So you can let it go fearlessly. You need not clutch at it, get attached to it, hold it. There is no reason. You can just let it go fearlessly. Christmas Eve again, Jesus says to his disciples, I am going to be killed soon. I am going to be killed soon. One of the disciples, Peter, he starts weeping and crying. And he gets a good scolding from Jesus. Jesus says, had you had anything to do with God, had you learnt anything from me, how could you have thought that I can be killed? I can never go away. He tells Jesus, you're talking exactly like these worldly people who believe in death. I cannot be killed. They can kill my body, but that's all that they can kill. How can they kill Jesus? So I can fearlessly give away the body. Similarly, you can fearlessly forget the words because you very well know that the essence will stay.
The word remember, as we have talked previously in some blogs, like respect, respect. Is it same like remember, to be seated at the heart, not at the mind?
Member means to make a part of. To make a part of. Remember really means a state similar to yoga. I had been dismembered. Do you get this? I had been dismembered. Dismembered means cut apart. And now I have been remembered. So remembering really means going close to the center. That is what real remembrance is about. It is not about adding something to the memory. Real remembrance is going close to that, becoming again a member of that, to be membered. Recognition. Repentance. All of them imply the same thing. You already had it and then you were stupid enough to lose it. Now get it back. Respect. Same thing.
The way we used to find songs with tu. So realization as re-so. Let's have it. एक जो भी आप कह रहे थे कि then you'll forget the verse, वो वाली चीज, ये कैसे नहीं है कि once I understand it, it will automatically evaporate. आपने जैसे
not necessarily. You see, it's like this. Your beloved has come to meet you. It's a very sensual example, but take it. Your beloved has come to meet you. And because the beloved is coming from the world, so obviously she is wearing a lot of clothes. And when she meets you, obviously she does away with all her clothes, because meeting can always be in only to nakedness. Now, in the state of union, is it necessary that the clothes should evaporate? No, the clothes are there, they are kept on the table or they are lying somewhere. They don't matter. What matters is there with you. The clothes are there, alright, they are just there. They may be there, they may not be there. How does it matter? It is possible that some rat comes and takes the clothes away. Will that be an impediment to the union? No, you are there with the beloved. The rat is there with the clothes. Let the rat take away the clothes. It doesn't matter. So, you have the essence. Now, after that, you remember the words, good. You don't remember the words, equally good. It is not a crime to still have the words in memory. Just as it is not a crime to still have the clothes around. But to have only the clothes with the beloved missing is surely quite stupid. Now think of this. The beloved came, kept all the clothes with you and walked away naked. And you don't know where. No, that is a bit of a problem.
With the mouse.
And that is our situation. That is usually our situation. We miss the beloved and we keep his clothes. Beloved is long gone. We are worshipping the clothes.
Or we are with the wrong beloved.
There is only one beloved. you might be with the rat. And then you will call that.
I was remembering one line that we have exploited till death, Maya Marina Mandara. I was remembering a couple of times when I was singing it and it was so straight and sulky and bad. इतनी बदबू आ रही थी उसमें उस खाने में से शायद इसे वो अगर हम उसका मीनिंग सोचेंगे तो हमें अच्छा जो नया है तो अच्छी चीज है वो इतना रट गया है कि
The clothes are stinking now.
हाँ
Melody also plays a very crucial role in making these things right. Because they say we get caught in the melody and it sounds so pleasant.
In fact, think of the process of recalling. You will first recall the melody.
Yes.
When you've forgotten the lyrics of a song, first of all, you will recall the tune. So what does that prove? That you are more with the tune than with the lyrics. So essence is number 3 now. First is tune, second is lyrics, and now number 3 is essence.
But if you're recalling it, it has to be the tune. You can't recall the lyrics as in the essence of it. You not sit and decide.
Recalling obviously means that essence is gone.
वही मैं कह रहा हूँ कि आप उसकी लिरिक्स या मैं उसकी ट्यून ये सब
So now it is no more even the clothes of the beloved. There's the thought. Just as the lyrics sit on the tune, similarly now you are worshipping the chair on which the beloved sat. You don't even have his clothes.